Okay, YouTube, this is the second of my demonstration of a program that, I would say is about half done, maybe 40% done. Blackjack. Uh, Actually, it's high-low Blackjack. It's a version of Blackjack which I haven't completely programmed, but I've programmed basic Blackjack in here, as I've explained in my previous video. So I just wanted to make a second video that I did clean up some things from the previous one, so you can see I've added bet spots. I've moved some of the chips around, working on the jack, etc. But I wanted to show a little bit more on the game. So last time, let me see if I can close that window so it's not in the background. Last time I demonstrated the options for the game, so these are all the default options. Let's leave it at one player. Let's maybe do double deck. We can leave the betting limits alone, but let's go ahead and display the card count and display basic strategy. So again, card count, for those that are unfamiliar, you basically start at 0, and every 3 through 6 that you see, you add 1, and every 10 through ace you see, you subtract 1, and that's known as your basic card count. And if you've ever seen Rain Man, where Tom Cruise says to Dustin Hoffman, 10s are good. It means that the count is very positive. Typically that means what you want to do is increase your bet, because that means there's more 10s left in the deck, and your chances of getting a blackjack are increased. Thus your chances of getting paid 3 to 2 are increased, but at the same token, it increases the times that the dealer would get a 20 or blackjack as well. But where you get your advantage is you don't owe the dealer any extra money other than what you bet. And then the adjusted card count, you basically take that count and you divide by the fraction of the deck that's still remaining. And then basic strategy is just going to display what the player should do. So let's just go ahead and play the game. So I'm just going to change the bet that I didn't do last time. So I placed the bet. So you can see you start out, the simple card count is 0, the weighted card count is 0 right now because we haven't dealt any cards. So we deal, and we have a 5 showing for the dealer and 17 for the player. So basic strategy says that go ahead and stand, and you can see that my card count here, this would be a +1, but this would be a -1, so that's a net total of 0, and then 7s you just kind of ignore. 7s through 9 you ignore, as well as deuces. Okay, so we're going to stand. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and continue gameplay. So the dealer dealt a 5 and then a king. So if you were sitting at the table counting cards, that'd be a +1, -1, still the net of 0. Dealer ended up beating us. Okay, so let's go ahead and place our bet. Alright, 10s, we could split them if we want, but we shouldn't, so let's just stand like basic strategy says. Okay. Alright, so the dealer ended up beating us again. They got 21 and we had 20, and these two are going to cancel out the count, but we have two 10s here, so this is a -1, -1. Again, we ignore 7s. So now the simple card count is -2, and whenever the count is 0 or negative, at least books that I've read, you're supposed to just stay at minimum bet. So it doesn't really make sense to compute the weighted card count here, so I just say not applicable, since this number is going to be negative anyway. So you always want to, when it's 0 or the count is 0 or negative, you just bet your minimum bet. So let's keep it at 5, and let's see if we can get this count to a positive. Dealer's going to check for blackjack, doesn't. I'm going to hit a soft 17. I got 13, I got to hit again. 16, going to hit again. Okay, busted. Okay, the card count is -1, so we're still going to stay at negative. We'll stand on 18. And just for a disclaimer, I want no one running out to the casino and say, "Hey, I heard this guy how to do, card counting and all that." Read a book, please, and don't take my word for it. Those casinos in Vegas weren't built because they invested that money. All that money came from players losing, thousands and hundreds and hopefully not more, but sure there's a lot of people that have gone under because of the card counting. But grab a book on it. Again, I tried to program it as best I could. You never gamble with, if you never gamble, you're probably better off. And if you do gamble, you never gamble with more than what you can afford to lose. Just some advice. Let's see if we can win a hand at least. Jesus, dealer is brutal, and the card count is still negative. So, all right, let's try this. So I have 18. Do I want to insure an ace? Well, let's go ahead. Typically, you don't take insurance, but let's go ahead and take it anyway. Okay, so I did bet half my bet as insurance. I continue. Well, see, the dealer didn't end up having blackjack, so I lost. So now I have an 18 against an ace. I'm going to go ahead and stand. And the dealer got 19. So either way, that was a bad hand, but I shouldn't have bet insurance there like I did, but I just wanted to show you. 15 against a 2, stand. Dealer had 10, 14. You can see there's a momentary delay I put in to kind of make it look like, the computer is actually thinking and dealing. Okay, there I actually won. Okay, yeah, and in some decks, a lot of decks actually, the count will never go positive, and it's always like, geez, so you never get a chance to hedge your bet and bet a little more. So here's a chance where I got 5 against the soft 17. It says double if allowed, else hit, so let's go ahead and double down. 17, let's see if it was a good decision. Dealer had a 5, 13, bust. So it was a good decision, okay? So let's go ahead and just bet the maximum bet. Let's just see that. Place bet. So I'm betting $100 here. Let's see if I did a good time to do that. It says stand, basic strategy. So let's stand. Let's hope our dealer busts. So far so good. And yes, they did. Look at that. But I wouldn't advise doing that. Okay, 14. Hit. See, I busted there. Had no choice. I had a hit anyway. So here you can see the count is never going positive. Maybe it might as we get closer to the deck, end of the deck. Where are we at? We're still at a -2. 10 against a 10. Let's double down, even though we shouldn't have done that. And hey, we won. Alright, so the card count ended up back at 0 when it was at the end, but now we're at the end of the shoe, and it gives you an option to shuffle. So you shuffle, now we're dealing with a new shoe, we're back down to 0. Okay, and so you get the idea. Alright folks, so thanks for watching again. I hope you enjoy this video and you can see what you can do with Java. And the results of my game, I had 14 hands dealt, I had 1 complete shoe, 14 rounds. I started with 200. My end cash was $252.50, so I basically won $52.50. I had 2 consecutive hands in a row that I won, 9 hands lost. I lost 5 in a row, that was the most I lost together. So this looks odd. It looks like I have a bug then. I only lost 1 insurance bet that I saw, so I must be miscounting that. So it did find a bug in that, but it says that I lost over 64% of my hands. So I only won because I had that 1 crazy bet of $100. But again, I wouldn't advise doing that. Good luck if you gamble, but mainly have fun Java programming. See ya.